My guy. You are most definitely wrong because if it didn't matter, it wouldn't have been written. So a lot of people would like to know what color is Jesus? What color is God's Spirit? So let's talk about it. And before I get started, please understand that this is not about the color, but it's about the truth. Yes, the Messiah was a black man, and God made his son in his image. God says in the Bible that his spirit is the color of jasper, sardine stone. In Revelation, it says his head and his hairs were white like wool. This is the color of white woolly hair. Who the only ones with woolly hair that stand out from the rest of the people? Black people. It said his feet was unto the color of fine brass, burnt in a furnace. Now this picture is the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace. Extremely black. The Messiah was a very, very dark man. And I know a lot of y'all like to say, no, he's Middle Eastern. So if y'all believe that he's Middle Eastern, then y'all should know that the Middle East was a part of Africa, right? Full of black people. Dark black people. Wait, but y'all love to say, no, he's an olive skin color. Well, let me tell you something. I only know two different color olives. The green olive and the dark black olive. So tell me which one it is. There's pictures from the 13th century of a black Messiah and black saints. To be honest, almost everybody in the Bible was black. And a lot of them had locks. That's why I'm kind of glad that a lot of us are coming back to our roots. A lot of us are starting to get locks. Because it's really a part of who we are. So the Messiah had hair like wool that was as white as snow. He was the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace. He was from the Middle East, which back in those times was Northeast Africa. So I don't know who this man is or what agenda they trying to put out. Even if they didn't believe that the Messiah was black, the least they could have did was make the hair white, make the eyes red. Like I don't know who they thought they was fooling with that image. Like that's the true deception of Christ. Most of those people in the Bible was blacker than coal. And a lot of them would tell you that their skin is black upon them. And please understand that this is not racist. It's the truth. And all I want to do is wake my people up to who they really are. Because we are more important than y'all ever know.
Many people would say that by you saying Jesus is black, that you're causing division within the church.
Hey, hold Psalms, because we're going to go back there. Go to Luke, I believe it's 12 and 51, what Jesus said. Luke 12, let me look.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 51.
Because you said by us teaching the truth, it's causing division.
Division, yeah. Racial division.
Racial division. Watch what Jesus said.
Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division.
Wait a minute. Christ said, I'm not come to give peace on earth. I'm come to cause division. And that's what black people are afraid of. That division will cause you to be ostracized. So now you're either on God's side or Satan's side. There's no in between. You're for God or for Satan, one or the other. Christians have made a decision, an ignorant decision, to be on Satan's side. Well, that's a losing battle. So if you choose to be on God's side, you're going to be ostracized. You're going to say, they're going to say you're in a cult. They're going to say you're causing division, racial division. But the division was always there. You just try to hide it on TV. Like when you always see TV commercials with a black man or a white woman or black woman and white man to see unity. But when you look in reality on the street, we've always been divided. There's never been a true unity.
Okay, what about, I don't know if you've ever seen that video of the late Billy Graham. And he was saying that, he was telling black people that, okay, remember that the man who carried the cross for Jesus was a black man. And, Jesus is not white like him, but Jesus is dark, and Jesus is for everybody, for the Africans, for the Asians, for the people in the West. What do you think about that? Doesn't that sound like something unifying the Church of Christ?
No, because Jesus is a black man. He is black.
Now, for a long time, there has been widely accepted perception in parts of the world, and certain regions become closely associated with Western or white culture, largely due to history, colonization, and global expansion. Here is the key point. Religion itself didn't originate from modern racial or cultural categories. Major world religions have roots that span across different religions, including Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, long before the modern racial construct even existed. Over time, as empires expanded, religion often traveled with them. That led to cultural blending, adaptation, and sometimes the reshaping of religion identity to align with dominant power of the time. So when people today begin to revisit historical facts, archaeological evidence, and cultural origin, it can challenge narratives that have been accepted for generations. Whenever long-standing beliefs are questioned, it naturally creates tension, debate, and sometimes strong emotional reaction. What we are really saying is not just a debate about religion, but a deeper conversation about history, identity, perception, and how information has been passed down over time. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for sticking with us. And if you're new here, this is a space for real conversation about real situation, no filter, no noise. Go ahead to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a video like this. Now, before we get into it, just a quick note. This video is for commentary and educational purposes. It is not meant to hate or discriminate against anyone. As always, credit goes to the original creators for every clip used in this episode. Let's see more clips and we'll be back.
Recently, President Putin unveiled things they have from their archives, they say 1,000 years in their archives, and they showed that Sayyidina Isa salam to be dark skinned, and images that are associated with the people of Sayyidina Isa salam dark skinned. And from what we taught from Sayyidina Muhammad the Sayyidina Musa was very dark skinned. 70,000 Prophets of Allah now these ulama are finally admitting, out of 124,000, 70,000 dark skinned Prophets. Means with Islam lies the truth, and all others they put a deception, what we call kufr, that to know a truth and to deceive a people and to make a certain race of people as if they're more important than others.
So exhausting as a whole, and yet God is talking expansive things. The identity of true Israel transcends this little dinky country that is going to the bottom of the sea. In its time, the identity of true Israel is this sweeping saga that covers the centuries as people worked to hide what Jesus and his people looked like. If logic says that it doesn't matter what he looks like now, then can we please examine the logic of the time when what he looked like was being hidden at all costs? Why was it allowed to matter then and matter so much that great lengths? I'm talking about the Catholic Church being in on this. I'm talking about there's a whole chunk of time, either in the Renaissance period or earlier in the medieval period, where people were whitewashing the identity of the original apostles, the original church, the real people. This was being hidden with so much ginger and so much effort. Why do you think that much effort? Huge commissions. I'm talking about bags of gold being paid to artists to do nothing but sit and overpaint these paintings and gather them into enclaves and keep them hidden from sight. Do you think that all that effort was even considering America? Did America even exist at that time? This is a powerful historical truth, and it has its place because the Bible says that there's nothing hidden that will not be made known. There is nothing secret that will not be exposed. The Bible clearly says, therefore, the things that I whisper to you, shout them from the rooftops. This is the Bible coming to pass.
When people talk about religion, history, and identity, it can bring strong emotion. That's because these topics are not just about facts. They are also about what people believe, what they were taught, and how they see themselves. Now, one important thing to understand is that the Bible comes from a long history. It was written over many years by different people in different places. Mostly in the ancient Middle East, Because of that, the original context is different from the modern ideas of race, like white or black. Time, as Christianity spread to different parts of the world, including the Europe and Africa, people began to interpret and represent it in their own cultural way. For example, many images of Jesus Christ that people see today were created in Europe and they reflect European art style and features. That is why some people grew up seeing a white Jesus, even though the historical background is different. It is also true that religions was sometimes connected to colonial history. In some cases, missionaries worked alongside colonial system, and that affected how religion was shared and received in different regions. This has led to discussions and debates that continue even today. But when you look at the claims about hidden truth or the idea that one group controlled religion to deceive others, we should be careful. Not all those claims are supported by solid historical evidence. History is complex, but it is shaped by many facts, not just one group or one intention. So instead of thinking in extreme, it is better to ask questions, study different sources, and try to understand the full picture. Different people may interpret the same history in different ways, and that's okay as long as we stay respectful and open minded. At the end of the day, this discussion is not just about religion, it's about understanding where ideas come from, how we spread, how people make meaning from them. The real question is not just what is true, it's also how do we learn the truth in a fair and balanced way. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the relationship between religion, history, and culture? Leave your comments below and let's keep it respectful. And if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next. See you in my next episode.